Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new to my channel, my name is Amy and I'm an online reseller. What that means is basically that I go to places like thrift stores, garage sales, places like that, or find items that I can buy for cheap enough to then resell online. I mainly do that on eBay, and I also use a couple other platforms as well. Today I want to do another What Sold video. This one is going to be for December 31st through January 6th. There's only 9 sales I want to go over, so it shouldn't be that long of a video, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so most of our sales from this week came from eBay. So there's only one Poshmark sale I want to go over, but it was a really good sale, so I'll go over that at the end. Let's go ahead and get into our eBay sales. This week wasn't anything crazy. Things have really been slow for us lately. If it's been slow for you guys as well, I mean, I'd like to know, how it's going for everyone else out there. I know that I've heard other people in some Facebook groups and things like that talking about it being slow. But if you guys want to put, your comments down below, let me know if it's been slow for you, if it's been really good for you. And if it's been really good for you, what kind of stuff are you guys selling right now? For us, it's, kind of just been a mixture as usual, but that's because we sell pretty much everything. We are definitely everything sellers. We're not a specific item kind of seller. We don't only sell clothes or only sell shoes or so on and so forth. Like, we sell a mixture of everything from clothing and shoes to electronics, toys, anything really that we can find that we can buy for cheap enough to resell for a profit is what we sell. So let me know down below what kind of stuff has been selling for you guys, or is it really slow for you like it has been for us? Like I said, there's only a few sales I even want to go over with you guys. We did have a few more sales than this, as I've stated before. We don't typically go over any sales that we have that are below $20 at least, or if we do, it's just below 20. Typically anything lower than that, I don't tend to go over in my What Sold videos because I just don't see a point. I feel like those aren't items, to tell you guys to be on the lookout for or anything like that. I like to stick to right around 20 and above for the purpose of these videos. But we do sell a lot of items that are lower dollar items that don't fit into what I share here in these videos, just so you guys know. So yeah, we didn't have any crazy sales. I don't even know that we had any very high dollar sales. Like I said, with the exception of the Poshmark one, that one was pretty good, and I'll save that for last. But you'll see here a lot of these prices are more that bread and butter type of sale. So first up, we have this Pampered Chef Deep Dish Baker. Paid only $1 for this at a garage sale, and it sold for $20. If you guys ever find anything Pampered Chef, you might want to look it up. Some of that stuff can go for pretty good money. A lot of people really like Pampered Chef, and I think a lot of it was probably kind of pricey to begin with, to buy it in the first place. So it does okay, resale value. Again, nothing crazy. It sold for $20. $20 isn't, the highest sale in the world, but I only paid $1 for it at a garage sale. So that actually is a very good profit on that item. Next up, we have this pair of Crocs women's shoes. Paid only about $1.59 for these at the bins, and they sold for $20. If you guys aren't new to my channel, you know what the bins are because I talk about them all the time. If you're new or just don't know for whatever reason, I'll go over it real quick. The bins are where you pay for everything by the pound instead of paying for each item individually. And so it can be a really cheap and good way to source inventory. All right, next up are these Nike SB Paul Rodriguez men's skate style shoes. Paid about $2.44 for these at the bins, and they sold for $29.98. Next up is this cool long sleeve men's vented fishing shirt. Paid about $4.99 for this at a Goodwill on an out-of-town thrifting trip, and it sold for $29.97. Cool is a very good brand to look out for. It's Kuhl. It has a really good resale rate. Lots of people really like this brand. I've only found it a handful of times. It's not that common really to find it in my area. Most of the time I think I found it is when I have been out of my area. So like I said, this was found on an out-of-town thrifting trip. So I wasn't in my normal hometown area. That's part of what can be good about going on out-of-town thrifting trips, is you may be able to find items and brands that you can't normally find near you. I plan on going on more out-of-town thrifting trips in the future and hopefully making thrifting videos. I did make one on that last thrifting trip that I went on out of town, which is this shirt, I believe, should be in that video. I'm pretty sure I showed this shirt in that video. So if you haven't seen that, look for my Thrift With Me out-of-town thrifting trip video. I think it was from probably a couple months ago. But yeah, definitely I want to make more of those kind of videos. Even around my hometown, I'd like to make thrifting videos, but especially those out-of-town thrifting trips I think are fun, and something different. So I do plan on, making more of those videos and going on more out-of-town thrifting trips. But right now it's like winter in Ohio where I live, and I'm not big on traveling much in the winter because, we get snow and ice, and it's just a hot mess here in Ohio in the winter. I don't live in one of those nice warm states in the South or out west, even though I wish I did, where, we don't have to deal with the snow and the ice and all that. We definitely deal with that here in Ohio. It sometimes feels like for months and months on end. It's very frustrating, but once the weather gets nicer, I will probably be going on more out-of-town thrifting trips and hopefully making more of those kind of videos for you guys. So, moving on. Next up is this Polo Ralph Lauren sport soccer shirt. This was a men's shirt. Paid about $5.44 for this at Goodwill, and it sold for $26.23. I don't pick up everything Polo Ralph Lauren. It's more item specific for me at this point because a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren is very oversaturated, and it can take a long time for things to sell. And, a lot of times your basic polos, button-ups, so on and so forth aren't going to sell for very much, and you could sit on them for a very long time. So I won't usually pick up just anything basic unless I can get it for super, super cheap. Then I might, but most of the time it's going to be more item specific what I'm going to pick up. And this shirt was cool. It was like a soccer, had like a soccer like emblem and stuff like that on it. It was different and unique, and so I knew it would probably sell. And it did still take a while. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I think I've had this shirt for a year or so. So it still took a while to sell, but it still did end up selling, and selling for more than, $5 or $10. So this did all right. Again, if you're going to look for Polo Ralph Lauren stuff, and unless you can find the basic stuff super, super cheap, I wouldn't buy things unless there's something special. All right, next up is actually another pair of Nike SB Paul Rodriguez men's skate style shoes. These ones were like a camouflage. They were pretty cool. Paid only $1 for these at a garage sale, and they sold for $25. What's funny about both of these Nike SB Paul Rodriguez skate shoes is that I've had both of them for a while, and then they both sold within like this week. It was very strange to me that, you know, I've had both of these pairs of shoes for so long, and then all of a sudden they both sold within like a couple days of each other. It was just very strange, but nevertheless, glad to get them out the door and get sales on both of those. Next up is this pair of Nike women's golf shoes. Paid about $5.10 for these at our local thrift store, and they sold for $20.97. Some Nike golf stuff can do really well. These didn't do as great as I thought that they could, but some Nike golf stuff can actually do well, whether it's shoes or more specifically like golf clubs and things like that, which I don't typically deal with golf clubs. I don't really know much about golf clubs at any time that I have seen them. I haven't really seen Nike ones, but apparently they can do really well because Nike no longer makes golf items. So apparently that's why Nike golf stuff can do good sometimes. I guess it just depends on what it is. And so I thought maybe these shoes would do well, and they took like forever to sell. I feel like I've had these like at least a couple years, and you know, they only ended up selling for like $20. So, I mean, all in all, I still made a profit, but it took a really long time. And so I don't know, I would probably be much more careful at looking up comps for anything in the future that would be something like this. Make sure that, you know, the price is there, the sell-through rate is there, so on and so forth. And the last one for eBay is this Johnny O half-zip pullover men's shirt. This we paid $4.99 for at a Goodwill on an out-of-town thrifting trip. It was actually that same trip that I got the cool shirt. And I believe it's also featured in that thrifting video that I did. And this one sold for $22. And finally, our Poshmark sale for the week that I want to go over was the best sale of the week. It was these Cole Haan men's boots. We only paid about $4.03 for these at the bins, and they sold for $60. So that was actually a really, really good sale. Again, I mean, obviously it was the best sale of the week. Did much better than any other items that we sold on eBay. I think our highest priced eBay sale was what, like $30, so like half of that. So $60, it was really good. Cole Haan can be iffy. It's another one of those iffy brands. Cole Haan, I think, used to do really, really well. It used to be a really good men's shoe to pick up, like pretty much all the time, and even some women's shoes. But I feel like either it got oversaturated or something happened with Cole Haan where a lot of times it's not as valuable, or it takes a really long time to get them to move. And these boots still took a while. But again, I mean, I don't know. Apparently, maybe the boots are more valuable, apparently, because again, I mean, somebody was willing to pay $60 for these boots. And a lot of times it's hard to even get that out of like regular Cole Haan shoes anymore. In my opinion, from my experience with any shoes I've gotten, I don't even pick up all Cole Haan shoes anymore because they definitely don't do as well as they used to. But these boots specifically definitely did do well. And they did take a while, but I don't think it was anything crazy. I'm trying to remember specifically when I got these. I mean, I know it's been several months, but I don't know if it's been like a year or anything like that. I really can't remember specifically when I bought these. However, I know it hasn't been a super long time, so $60 for only paying about $4 for them at the bins, that's excellent. That's a great turnaround and a great profit. So, again, if you guys have any comments, questions, if you want to comment about how your sales have been, comment down below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like. It'll help this video to be seen by more people, and it will also help my channel. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time I post a new video. All right, guys, that's it for today. Until next time, keep on hunting for that hidden treasure.